75 years of operation, one Nebraska university is deciding to shut its doors forever. Good afternoon, I'm Gloria Esfahel.
And I'm Justin Doring. Nebraska may be the set location for future films with the help of the Nebraska Film Association.
All this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
Las Vegas had the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history on Sunday night. The investigation still continues days after the shooting. Many questions are still left unanswered. As of today, 58 people have died and over 500 have been injured.
The deaf community in Nebraska is having a hard time finding interpreters. Omaha News reporter Zechariah Blackburn tells us how education of interpreters and lack of interest leads to a high demand for interpreting jobs in Omaha.
Interpreters for the Deaf in Nebraska is a small group with 100 interpreters in all of Nebraska registered with the Nebraska Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing.
Hospitals, doctors, if you ask them, do you have enough interpreters, they would say no.
Darcy Dalen, a Deaf American Sign Language teacher here at MCC, wants her students to be involved in the larger Omaha deaf community.
You can do many things with the deaf people in the deaf community, and that's a really good way to learn.
But becoming an interpreter may be a long process. Effective on January 1st, 2016, a revised statute of the Nebraska Sign Language Interpreter Law stated that every interpreter who is getting paid and working for a Nebraska state agency must be registered with the Nebraska Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing.
Each state has to have their own license. So it's a good thing. And it's very important to have training, education that follows up with the license.
It takes at least 5 students to make up a class, and unfortunately at Metro right now there are not enough students ready to take ASL 3 or interested in that, so we couldn't find enough for the class.
The need is there, and once you get into it, you get hooked. Interpreters in Omaha could have jobs all day long. There's so many jobs out there.
For the Omaha News, I'm Zachariah Blackburn.
There are 27 students in the American Sign Language class. Most of them say they are interested in progressing to the Level 2 class if MCC offers it next quarter.
Tomorrow is the last day for deferred action for childhood arrival recipients to renew their work permits before they can no longer renew. Omaha News reporter Stephanie Zambrano takes us into the process of applying for DACA at UNO.
On Thursday, September 28th, various UNO students organized a march that led to a rally at University of Nebraska, Omaha, since deferred action for childhood arrivals was rescinded on September 5th by President Trump. Organizations on campus and in Omaha gave away information on how to contact students' local representatives to act now on finding a pathway to citizenship for the approximate 3,300 deferred action recipients in Nebraska. Katie Larson, a Heartland Worker Center community organizer, brought postcards to students to write to their local representative and their senators to support and push for a solution for DACA recipients to stay out of risk of deportation.
And we were here for 35 minutes and maxed out 100, so I am amazed at the support that there is on this campus for DACA recipients.
Tanya, a DACA recipient, will be taking action even after the deadline to urge Congress on the importance for DACA recipients to stay in the United States.
I know we can call senators, we can, advocate, walk the streets.
After tomorrow, there will be no more renewals and time will really start ticking for Congress to act on the matter. There will be other meetings this month involving DACA, and with that, youth are joining nonprofit organizations to stand in support. Young Nebraskans in Action, founded at the Heartland Worker Center, will be having leadership trainings, but also showing youth on how they can reach out to their local representatives. For the Omaha News, I'm Stephanie Zambrano.
Various nonprofit organizations in Omaha have been helping DACA recipients find immigration attorneys to help renew their permit for another 2 years. Immigration attorneys do not recommend anyone to renew on the last day because the paperwork can take up to 2 days to get the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services.
Coming up, a new proposal in Papillion may cause business taxes to increase.
And we take a look at uncovering the past at a local cemetery.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
I have no idea where I'm at right now. I just really need some help. Do you need some help? Yeah. Okay. Library is here.
I heard the word help.
Yeah.
Student ambassadors are here to give a helping hand to anyone on campus. We're also your one-stop stop for tours of UNO's campuses and providing new student orientation so you can register for classes. Find us in the Welcome Center located next to the Weber Fine Arts Building.
The Library Cafe at UNO's Chris Library is the ideal spot to stop in and grab a bite to eat. Order a hot cup of coffee or other drinks. Chat with friends or study.
This is the Omaha News.
While haunted houses and pumpkin patches are go-to October pastimes, uncovering the past at a cemetery can be a thrilling and educational trip. Omaha News reporter John Strum takes us to one of Douglas County's oldest cemeteries.
Cemeteries preserve memories of those who are gone. Stones are carved as monuments of the lives once lived, standing as a history of the past. Beneath this ground sleeps remnants of a settlement from long ago, memorialized at the Pioneer Mormon Cemetery. Elder Russell, a senior missionary, explains how it came to be.
Several thousand Mormons left Nauvoo, Illinois, about 280 miles east of here, and because of religious persecution.
In the search for religious freedom, they had to create the Winter Quarters Settlement.
This is where they should stop for those few winters. With all those preparations, it was still hard.
This plaque remembers the 369 Mormons who were buried here over 170 years ago. Around half of them were still only children when they died.
Scurvy, malaria, cholera, dysentery, just malnutrition in the cold weather would take its toll.
Adjacent to the cemetery is a visitor center, housing artifacts of winter quarters. Missionaries provide an informative understanding of the location's history, as well as an inside look at the voyage Mormons took during the journey westward. Extensively cataloged, a trail blazed forth for religious freedom and escape from early American persecution can be learned here. For the Omaha News, I'm John Strum.
Now, if you're interested in taking a tour, the Mormon Cemetery Visitor Center is open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. all year, except on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
The Papillion City Council will consider the possibility of legal action over Gretna's proposed annexation plan. That means the proposal could set another Sarpy County boundary dispute just 1 year after an earlier lawsuit was settled. Some residents are likely to welcome a property tax cut and lower water and sewer fees offered by annexation, but others face property tax The annexation proposal is scheduled to come before the Planning Commission on October 16th and before the City Council on October 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Between homework, exams, and internships, students have little time to worry about finding food. As reporter Danielle Meadows reports, UNO is working to fix food insecurity on campus.
When thinking about hunger, most think of an impoverished child or person asking for spare change. An unexpected place to find hunger is college campuses, where paying tuition often comes first and food comes second. UNO started the Maverick Food Pantry in 2013 in an attempt to combat this problem. The Maverick Food Pantry is located in the Community Engagement Center. They have an assortment of products available for students who may face struggles financially. Alyssa Spartz, student manager of the Maverick Food Pantry, said it started with the university noticing some students were struggling to get food.
So they really wanted to provide another resource for the students to access food without having to worry about, where their next meal is going to come from.
Food insecurity can cause even more stress on college students, making it harder to focus on classes.
It's in the back of their mind, they don't know where they're going to be getting their meals from.
Signing up for the Maverick Food Pantry is simple and confidential.
Any enrolled students and faculty or staff can use the food pantry, and they can fill out a food request form on MapSync.
Donating to the pantry has changed recently. Student volunteer Summer Stanton said this is to ensure everyone receives nutritious, healthy food.
A lot of people see food pantries like it's something you're like, oh, I'll just donate whatever's in the back of my cabinet. People actually have to eat that stuff. So they wanted to make something that was a lot healthier, stuff that's really nice to eat. It's a good change.
For the Omaha News, I'm Danielle Meadows.
Although the food pantry now prefers monetary donations, a list of requested items can still be found on its website.
Grace University announced yesterday it will be shutting down at the end of spring semester in 2018. The Omaha institution will shut its doors on South 9th Street forever in May. Chief Executive Officer Bill Bauhard announced the decision to students, faculty, and staff during a regular mid-morning gathering in the Tuesday campus chapel. The university will work with students to ensure the completion of their degrees through specific arrangements with other institutions or through normal procedures of transfers.
Coming up, we continue our series about Toyo women.
And will Nebraska become the new set location for more Hollywood films?
Find out when we return.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world, to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city, or just explore our state. Find out about Nebraska in World War II. Learn how Omaha has grown since. Discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
The Creative Production Lab is a space for students to express themselves through artistic creation. whether they want to do something visual, such as using the 3D printer or laser cutter, or if they want to create an audio project in the Whisper Room. The options are endless within the Creative Production Lab.
This is the Omaha News.
For its first full year of being a student organization, UNO's Black Student Union, Black Excellence, is recruiting members to build a long-standing body for Black students. As Kylie Kite reports, the organization says it's long overdue.
Nicholas Banks, Multicultural Affairs Specialist, says his experience in Lincoln's Black Student Union eased his transition into college.
So when I had the opportunity to come to UNO October of 2015, I thought it very strange that a Black Student Union didn't exist on a campus that was essentially just like UNL's. And so no sooner than I had, shown up, and I said, well, why not?
UNO's newly formed Black Excellence organization meets here at the Milo Bale Student Center to plan for its first official year of events and recruitment. Meeting bi-weekly Thursday nights, VP Bria Williams says Black Excellence encourages awareness about Black culture.
It's a great way to learn about, things that are actively going on within the Black community.
With the majority of universities adopting a BSU in the recent decade, Banks says their importance is growing.
I think when you have organizations such as Black Excellence, when you find yourself in social climates, political climates, racial climates that we find ourselves in today, it becomes that much more essential for these organizations to not only exist, but to sustain themselves.
The BSU says it hopes to pave the way for future Black students.
We're planting seeds, for trees whose shade will never rest underneath.
For the Omaha News, I'm Kylie Kite.
Banks says Black Excellence enrollment is open to everyone so long as they are supportive of its mission.
Warren Buffett's company is acquiring a major stake in Pilot Flying J truck stops, and it will become a majority owner within the next 5 years. The 750 truck stops make up the 15th largest private company in the United States, according to Forbes, with revenue of more than $20 billion per year. Berkshire Hathaway and Pilot Travel Centers announced the deal Tuesday morning. Initially, Berkshire will buy nearly 39% of the company, but in 2023, that will increase to 80%. Financial terms weren't disclosed, so it wasn't immediately clear how much of Berkshire's roughly $100 billion in cash will be used.
UNO is in full swing now, and college freshmen want to know what academic resources they have. Reporter Adriana David shows us one of those resources at the UNO Speech Center.
The UNO Speech Center helps students improve their public speaking skills.
What we do here is we try to help our students who are taking the basic course room in public speaking, also known as the communication fundamentals of public speaking.
Any student in any course can come to the speech consulting room to get help on speeches for school.
So one of the reasons I personally believe the Speech Center is so valuable and important for our students is that I remember personally as an undergraduate student feeling very intimidated by not only public speaking but also receiving a grade, performing in a certain way, making sure my hand gesture, my eye contact, my voice were perfect.
Any student in any course can come to the basic speech consulting room.
But ultimately, the public speaking course is really important because it doesn't matter what field you're going into. Basic communication skills are among the most important for any job or any career that our students will graduate and move into.
There are certain sections of the basic speech course that help people with speech anxiety.
The basic course room is a wonderful way for students to get help with speeches outside of the classroom. And the more that students visit, we've seen time and time again, the more successful they'll be.
For the Omaha News, I'm Adriana David.
All UNO students in the basic speech course are required to visit the basic course room during their time in the class.
Last week, we started a series highlighting Toyo women recipients. This week, the Omaha News reporter Julie Trin is highlighting 2016 Toyo recipient Megan Hunt.
I go get my coffee in the morning, I take my daughter to school, I go back and I watch the legislature because that's what I like to do in the morning.
Megan Hunt was honored the 10 Outstanding Young Omahans Award for 2016.
Megan was born and raised in Blair, Nebraska. She moved to Omaha when she was 18, and for 13 years she has lived in Omaha and been a business owner. 6 years ago, her and partner Sarah opened up Hello Holiday.
Through these organizations, I found opportunities to put my values as a business owner into practice.
I think the thing that she really has contributed to Omaha specifically that stands out to me is her juxtaposition of her business, her outspoken feminist values, and the service that she does, and the fact that she's running for office.
Every year, Hello Holiday puts on a huge drive for menstrual products.
When you're homeless, when you don't have a reliable shower, and you're out trying to get a job, trying to feed your family, trying to find a place to live, just the issues of hygiene that can come up can really be a barrier to progress.
The Open Door Mission reported Hello Holiday having the largest single donation they ever had. For the Omaha News, I'm Julie Trin.
Hello Holiday is located in the Omaha-Dundee area. Tune in next week as we continue our series on Toyo Women.
Coming up, Nebraska Film Association is trying to make Nebraska a new home for Hollywood films.
And UNO was recently recognized as one of the few schools with a screenwriting program.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I knew as a music teacher that there were festivals for piano students and that type of thing going up, but there was no real public recognition of children's achievements in music until they got to be in high school.
I was embarrassed because I was in middle school, but it was interesting because I didn't think I was good at that point because, you know, you're middle school, you're just, you could be best in the orchestra, but you're not sure.
I just remember the joy and the giddiness that these students had. They loved coming to the station and having a tour of the station, and it really meant a lot to them to actually have an interview at this radio station, and they were all so excited and so passionate about music.
When I became a classical kid, I got to go to the Gilsha Hum concert at the Joslin Art Museum, and that concert completely changed my life. Being a classical kid really changed the thought of, could I do music professionally? It was really nice winning something like that. It was pretty good.
The classical kids idea was one that stuck because KVNO is all about classical music. It was perfect.
Just recently, UNO was recognized as one of the few places with a screenwriting program outside of a film school. Ryan Holtz tells us more about the program and how students can get involved.
The Weber Fine Arts Building at the University of Nebraska at Omaha is known for its beautiful pieces of art and its entertaining theater productions. But just recently, the screenwriting program has become available to all students who are interested on campus. The University of Nebraska at Omaha is now just one of the few academic institutions in the United States that offers a screenwriting degree. The unique program is ran through UNO's Writers' Workshop as a major and minor concentration. It lets aspiring filmmakers experience what writers in the industry endure without attending a film school.
Writing before Brett's class was difficult for me. I didn't have that mentor who was able to guide me.
Students learn the most important parts of a script, which include story structure, character development, formatting, and more.
I try to emulate the professional process as much as possible. So they start out the first semester, they come in and we talk about their stories, they write treatments, they write synopsis, they come up with their log lines, and we talk through those.
Students who are interested in these screenwriting courses need no prior experience, but may need a permission number to enter the class.
Just come and see me, just come up to my office, talk to me, send me an email. As long as you have a good idea or you just have a passion for it.
And don't be afraid to be personal with it. That's what the class is all about, is taking your personal experiences and focusing them into a story that's going to be enjoyable for everyone in class.
Come and check it out. You won't be disappointed, I don't think.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ryan Holst.
If you're interested in the screenwriting program, contact Samuel Brett Williams at the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
36 U.S. states offer some form of tax credit, rebate, or grant to film companies wanting to shoot a production within their borders. Nebraska is not one of them. The new president of the Nebraska Film Association, Tim Christian, wants to change that. The Nebraska Film Association is now putting together its proposal for the Nebraska legislature's upcoming season.
That's all for this week. Tune in next Wednesday for another installment of the Omaha News.
You can also follow the Omaha News on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. For all of us at the Omaha News, thank you for watching.
We'll see you next week.
Just feel a sense of camaraderie with fellow veterans, whether they're young, old, from different branches. Students are able to exchange their, their military history and also feel a sense of community here on campus, as well as we do have a quiet study area and a computer lounge with free printing, and as well as free coffee, thing for people. But for vets, it's pretty important just to come in here and just stop by, say hello.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders, a place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
The UNO TV team teaches students the skills they need to take professional jobs in the Omaha community. Through paid positions, students build their skills in lighting, audio, camera work, and other essential control room operations. Programs air locally on TKN and statewide on NHE World. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
KVNO was in a really interesting place. This Victorian mansion near UNO.
3 floors. The studios were on the 3rd floor.
Bedrooms and bathrooms. So we had a challenge, but we ultimately ended up with an on-air studio.
We soundproofed it with carpet, and actually